There are a lot of these different types of signs, but in my humble opinion, there's only 3 that really matter. The first is a general independence from the rules of the game. Now, I didn't say laws, I said rules. There's a difference. The laws of the game should never be violated. They exist for a reason. But when people don't have a firm understanding of the laws, come up with their own special set of rules to help them follow the laws better. An example would be like when guys say that you should never, ever, under any circumstance, tell a girl you love her within the first 3 months of dating. They came up with that rule because they know enough about female nature to know that they shouldn't over-validate women. So the rule is a way to not violate the law of over-validating women, which makes sense. The problem with the rule, and rules in general, is that it keeps you stuck at a certain level. Because think about it, is there a way to tell a girl you love her within the first 3 months of dating her without losing any power, respect, or attraction? If you're advanced, then you know the answer to that question is yes. There are many ways you can tell a woman you love her truly without looking like a needy little boy in the process. And you can do it first. You don't have to wait for her to give you the green light. At the risk of going on too long a tangent, let me give you a quick way to do that. It's a quick example. One of my favorite things to do is to tell a woman I love her and then not make it a big deal afterwards. So I'll look deeply into her eyes, tell her I love her, probably on the second date or something. Then I'll just go about my business like I didn't just drop that bombshell. And like clockwork, they always try to make it a big deal. Jason, you just said that. Hold on, we need to talk about this. And then I just make them feel silly for trying to make it a big deal. See? Easy. I'll say something like, oh, what, I gotta explain myself because I told you I love you? Chill out, relax. I like spending time with you. I think you're a great person. I feel myself falling for you. That's all it's gotta be. You don't even gotta say it back. Like, chill out, relax. Don't get yourself bent up over it. And that, by the way, is in perfect accordance to the law of the game that states that if you make it a big deal, so will she. You see? I broke the rule, but I didn't violate the law. But hey, I completely digress. Let's get back to the point. The point is, if you were to take a close look at an advanced guy's game, we break the rules all the damn time. Whenever you see someone that's such a stickler for the rules, you can tell instantly they're not as good as they think they are. I'm looking at those red pill dudes, by the way. They're the most notorious for this right now. All those rules they keep talking about are meant to be broken. Never pay for her drink. No, you can pay for her drink when you've established the frame that she's earned it. Never go to a girl's house. She has all the power there. Bring her to yours instead. First of all, the power lies with you, not the physical environment. If you need to be at home to feel at home, then you have a framing issue, not a location issue. Besides, for many reasons I don't have the time to get into right now, it's better to control her environment. Marking your territory, leaving your scent, driving away competition, psychological anchors and reminders, among a lot of other different reasons. Never approach women, it makes you look thirsty. Oh my god, this one particularly grinds my gears because it's so wrong. So wrong. Being able to approach women and have them chase your validation instead is the reason pickup exists in the first place. It is more than possible and ridiculously easy, in fact, to approach a woman and still set up the buyer-seller frame in your favor. That way, even though you're the one that physically approached, she's still the one that feels like she has to put in the work to earn your validation. You do know that just because you approach physically doesn't mean your validation is magically gone now, right? You do know that, right? Do I need to say that out loud? Look, everyone I know that is advanced, let's not even talk about myself, don't follow rules. Their game looks so chaotic, unpredictable, and fluid, it's insane. So that's the first point, and I've made this video too long to get into the next two. But don't worry, I'll drop part 2. Stay tuned. The next sign that someone has advanced game is something I talked about before. That's their ability to recover from less than ideal positions. While many men look at talking to girls like a minefield with many opportunities for error, the men with advanced game are not scared to step on those mines directly because they know exactly how to recover. And that ability to recover so well is where their fearlessness comes from. The analogy I always use is the one I got from when I started learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Found out that the best way to practice BJJ as a beginner is to focus less on advancing your own positions and to put most of your time into learning how to get out of bad positions. Escape, 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 my sensei would say. That way you can, for one, get yourself out of a bad position when you find yourself in one. And as a beginner, you will often, by the way. But 2, you free yourself from the burden of worrying about getting into a bad position, which will naturally clear up mental bandwidth for you to advance your own positions. If you're too worried about not getting caught, you're not going to see opportunities to catch your opponent. But if you're not worried about getting caught and in fact don't mind it, then you automatically become too wild, too unpredictable, and too reckless for your opponent, which makes you more dangerous. That is the philosophy every man that runs advanced game lives by. When you're talking to a girl and you know deep down that you can recover from any mistake you might make with her in the future, you experience a true freedom from outcome. You don't need things to work out a certain way or for her to give you a certain reaction. You just move with the confidence of knowing that whatever happens, you can handle. Alright, follow for part 3. The final sign that a man has advanced game is his outlook on women. Specifically, his social calibration around women. I had a mentor once tell me that social calibration in the game is the ability to see things empathetically from a woman's point of view. It's easy to make adjustments around women when you know what they're looking out for. It's even easier to genuinely feel sorry for them. So in a way, over time, that empathy turns into sympathy. And then that sympathy turns into appreciation. You see, all the men that I know that have advanced game love women, absolutely love them. And not in a delusional or idealistic type of way. They love women because they understand women. They see things from their point of view. This right here is the biggest reason most men will never reach advanced. Most men view women from a lens of pain and suffering. And that distracts them from figuring out why women can be that malicious and scandalous from time to time. So they get caught up in the emotion of the hurt they felt, instead of understanding why that hurt came to be in the first place. Unfortunately, as long as all they feel is hurt, all they'll get is hurt. The men with advanced game don't talk about women like they're a creature to be worshipped. Nor do they talk about women like they're a creature to be feared or avoided. They talk about women almost the same way they talk about children, like they're a creature that need to be protected from the world and themselves. So whenever you see a man talking about women like they're the enemy, that's a man that still doesn't understand women the way he should. Again, not saying women can't be wicked or cruel or sometimes even full of malicious intent. But once you know where that malice really comes from, it's hard not to feel sorry for them. And that'll naturally change the way you interact with women forever. It's been Jason, your favorite scientist. Do with this information what you must.